Well, doing. If you like reseller content, toy content, diecast content, like subscribe, comment below. So today we have diecasts. I have a bag of Ertls that I picked up, and also I added to it because I bought Monopoly, which I do all the time, and I didn't feel like putting it in a video because I've been doing an awful lot of Monopoly videos. The box was very heavy, weirdly so, and I thought maybe it was two Monopolies inside one box. What it actually was a bunch of very old die-cast cars. So we're going to go through and figure out if these are worth anything, how old they are. They're very small. I don't know what kind of value they're going to hold, but they looked interesting. So we'll go through this real quick. So we have one of those cars from the Monopoly set, Midgetoy. I've never heard of this. Of note, the Monopoly was a 1961. That doesn't mean these are that old, but it's possible. We have another Midgetoy. So, this is an Ertl John Deere. So when you resell, things that sell very, very well are toys associated with occupations done by parents. Kids want to own items associated with their parents' line of work. There's a lot of farms. There's a lot of kids that want to have farm tractors just like daddy and mommy drive. And they might even live on the farm. Alright, Tootsie Toy. That is a company I've heard of. I've sold some of their stuff. Not super desirable, but that's an older company. They still exist, but I think somebody bought them out, like Mattel or whatever. Another Ertl John Deere. And these are pretty nice. This one has some kind of odd, like, tilting axle. I don't quite understand why that would be the case. I mean, it's not broken. It's very much supposed to do this. Not sure why you'd want that. Alright, another die cast. Tootsie Toy Roadster. And I think this is going to be junk. Oh, no, it is an Ertl. It's just half die cast, half plastic. A pink front end loader. I'm suspecting not worth very much. Another Midge. This one's damaged. It's missing hubcaps. Made in Hong Kong, and this is a clue to age. Made in Hong Kong was on toys like in the 80s and before. So these probably at least 40 years old. So somewhere between 61 and 80, I'm guessing. Doesn't say who made it though, oddly enough. Another one made in Singapore. Also doesn't say who made it. Another set of Tootsie. Another Tootsie toy. Because of the size, I don't think those will go well individually, so I'm probably, thinking ahead here. I'm just probably gonna put them together as lots. Another Ertl tractor, different than the others, still has that weird axle. Very, very small plastic car. Doesn't have any maker mark or anything on it, though. That's going to be a Google Lens thing. Seems like an older Ertl. Kind of sun faded, actually. And you can see on the inside there's all these bumps. That is from water damage long term. So this was submerged in water for quite a while. And it's actually only on one side. That's a yellow regular old tire. Another yellow. The interior of said tire is yellow, but then it's white. So what I'm guessing happened is this was on its side and just water got into it. It rained. Every time it rained, it sat and sat. So this is actually probably no good. I'm not seeing a maker mark on here that gives it a year that I would have to try to salvage it. So I give that to my kids to play with. You have a single Monopoly house. That must have been from... You know what? I was missing one house when I did that Monopoly. And there it is. I have hundreds of Monopoly houses and hotels, so I wasn't sweating it too much. Alright, this car is another Midge. And we got a 2019 Hot Wheel. I don't really do anything with Hot Wheels. They just don't move. Unless I have like a good anchor Hot Wheel. This is Tootsie 2012. Not really. Oh, that is actually kind of cool. You don't really see this kind of detail on cars this size, but the hatchback actually, the hatch opens. Huh. 1/66 scale. No, that's not enough to meet the shipping minimum, basically. That's where you run into trouble on these. But even 144 die casts and whatnot, you know, you get 8 or 9 for them. And then this goes to one of the tractors. Ertl, John Deere. And we can line up item numbers because it looks like it would actually go to any of them. Now, these might be one set. We can go off lot numbers and figure that out. All right, let's dig into this. We got no names. These aren't going to sell for anything because you cannot search for them. What I might do is put them with one of the other groups, depending on what those go for. This I did find. This is a 1971 Ideal Toy Company micro mini race car. They made a few different ones. They don't really sell. There's not a ton of them out there either. So again, we're just going to put these over here and see what we have with these other cars. All right, so we have the Tootsie toys. Go ahead and get this a bit better focus. Anyways, these three, which not even really looking at it, these are actually the same exact car. This one is labeled as Roadster, however, so we're going to go off of that initially. So 1,400 Tootsie toy Roadsters, but they've been making them for a long time. However, this one seems to be the exact one I have. 2-inch lime green metal. And then we go down here, and here's the blue one. They're not labeled as Roadsters, but they're very much hot rods. So, 1,400 of these for sale. And we can see that the prices were all around 15 bucks. So it almost doesn't matter how many are for sale. And people get twisted on stuff like that. There's too many for sale. Okay, so if a whole bunch are for sale for 15 bucks individually, and I list these three for $8, what do you think's going to happen? Because this person bought an individual one for $8. And we're seeing him sell but people have been priced out. These were all 15 bucks, but somebody did buy it for 9. That's one that went for 10. These may be rare. I don't have them, so I'm not even going to bother looking at them. These are newer, but for these tin toys, here's one 13. So what I'm going to do is I will sell these 3. We'll do 10 bucks for all 3. If there's any desire to have these at all, you'll move them. You just have to be smarter about pricing than everybody else. Oh, I didn't even put that up. There we go. I spent 4 bucks on this stuff. Not counting these. These came with the board game that I paid $2 for, and the parts in the game pay for the $2. So these are just kind of thrown in there. So 4 was actually these tractors. It's over here now. Let's look at the next one. Next up, we have 4 Midgetoys. 1,600 Midgetoys. And I don't know anything about this company. Obviously, they look identical to the Tootsies. So it looks like we have like a convertible. We have what looks like a fire truck. We have the same convertible, but a different color. And then we have like an old school hot rod, which looks like it's one of these. And no, that's different. That's a circular like engine block thing on this. I don't know how many different ones there are. Just get an idea of what's moving on these, if anything. This is 1940s. I have no way of verifying any of that. I'm not a huge diecast guy. I was never a cars guy. I get that people do like them, and the tractors. You know, I'm not a tractors guy either. But I know they're very, very popular. It's another thing. I seldom actually put tractors away. They go into my sorting bin, and I end up picking them out a couple days later. Sometimes a couple hours later, depending on what it is. So we got a 3-inch version of this. This is definitely not a 3. These are all 2s. And the paint is almost entirely gone on mine. Alright, so this is slightly different from the one I have. Color is right, but it has like a rear engine versus the front. And I haven't seen the fire truck. You figure that would have been hot back in the day. Alright. Oh, 1,600 for sale. So the other one was, what, 2,400 and 100 sold. So 195. Okay. Less of them, more sold. Not sure what kind of money they'll be going for. 60s. I would like to date these in some way. I just can't. So when you run into stuff like this, I'm not going to put a date because I can't say for sure. So you put it up with the expectation that the people looking for this stuff probably know more about it than you do. So you just say, I have 4 Midgetoys. They're going to be searching for that. They'll look at them and they'll be able to tell, oh, okay, sure, you know, that's legit, or that's or that's not what I'm looking for. So this is one in a pack. So I was just kind of curious what this looked like. Now, interestingly, these are 2-tone paint jobs and mine are not. So they look the same, except they're 2-tone. Now, what year is this? Because I'm guessing mine are older. 1981. Midgetoy. It's possible somebody repainted them, but I really don't think so because the older ones appeared to be single color as well. Still no fire truck. Now, fire memorabilia is something that is really a world unto itself. So we are going to look up fire truck just to make sure that this isn't something heavily sought after. Fire truck. And there it is. Open well version. That went for like 16. Another one, just the body, no wheels. A whole bunch of them. 33 fire trucks sold. 279 for sale. So it's the same one. Alright, so these have value as well. So what to do here? So I got these to throw into something. I don't have to do it today. I got the 4 Midgetoys. I think 12 makes sense. And I'll just leave these aside. Sometimes if I get people to reorder, I'll throw in a couple items, like they get a bunch of die casts and they come back and get some more. I'll give them some bonus stuff. I can throw those cards in. Not bad on the bonus stuff from Monopoly. So let's get into these tractors. Alright, so on to our tractors. We get the Ertl. It's a case pink front end loader. And we have 26 of these, different sizes, however. But this one, that one, all look the same. It says 1/64th, which makes sense. So 26 for sale. Looking at about 10 to 15, somewhere in here. Do the pink ones go? 7 sold. And we got 1 sold for $9. That's not bad. I'll actually just do 8. If that be the case. Takes up very little room. I wish, but no. That's not a bad one. Check out the next one. Alright, after much research, because I'm not a tractor guy, and they make a lot of these that, to my eye, look the same. But if you're into farm stuff, obviously it's not the same. So I found this one based on its number on the bottom. I found this one based on its number on the bottom. This originally came with some kind of thresher or something, which we don't have. So this one doesn't actually say it's an Ertl, and this is a manure spreader. That it was sold separately. So I thought I would put these together and sell the manure spreader at whatever price we can get it at and throw in the tractor, because it's not necessarily Ertl. It looks exactly like every other Ertl here, but it doesn't say Ertl anywhere on it, which concerns me. It does say John Deere. I don't think it's a fake because it's very, very close, but I don't want to open my mouth and say something and have it be wrong, because there are differences. The tires are kind of different. the other ones. Like they have that weird square piece inside. The roof is slightly different. But this is legit. It's tagged. We know what it is. So why don't we start with the manure spreader here. What kid doesn't want to pretend to spread shit everywhere? That's the dream, right? 311 Ertl spreaders at 1/64th size. In the package, $30. Because this stuff goes for mad money. Oh, interesting. So this one came with a tractor, but we don't have that tractor. And the stack on the front's different than anything we have. So this looks like ours, and that's bids, but they want 15 plus shipping. Says it's 80s, but I don't know for sure. It honestly doesn't look 80s. Got one in the package for 18. Got one in the package for 11. So how many spreaders sell? 311 for sale. $73 sold. So that is a good sell through, but they're all a little different. This is licensed. That one's slightly different than what I have. Let's see if we can find the exact one. That looks exactly the same. Different tractor, of course. Not even a John Deere. They just threw something together. 23. Which seems outrageous to me. Here's, yeah, that's definitely the same one. No, actually, the lettering is a little different on the side. So I have a stripe. Notice that. This is mine. $11. So we got the spreader. We're gonna throw in a tractor. We'll call it 12 on that one, because you get a tractor with it. Should move pretty handily. All right, let's look up this one. All right, so punching in the numbers, we get tractors that are similar. The seats are kind of particular on this one, so it makes it a little easier to find. So they're all around 10 to 15 for this one. I'm sure the details matter to somebody. Of course, you want the exact one you got at the house. We're going to do this. It's not getting anything matching. I think I'm just going to list both of these two tractors for $8 each. No doubt they move. I don't think there's anything particularly great about them, but they are a desirable size and good quality. Got the one with the spreader, a little different, but yeah, not a bad pickup. I didn't really throw anything out, I don't think. So, if you like reseller content, toy content, farm content, like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.